Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. If you've been watching my channel at all, you know that the last couple big boats that I had were pontoons. I had a tracker pontoon for about 3 years and then a Ranger pontoon, a fishing pontoon for about 3 years. And of course I got a little John boat, the 1436. You've seen that with a little 15 horse EFI motor on it, and that thing is so much fun. You got to check out some of those videos, guys, of us fishing in that thing. It's absolutely a blast. But I finally said goodbye to my last fishing pontoon. And decided to go with something a little different. And so that's what we're going to cover today. I'm going to show you the brand new boat that I bought, and the reason why I'm making this video is because when I went out to research this particular model, everything that I could find was like 5 years old. There was nothing just cut and dry, this is what you get when you buy the boat. And everything was so old and out of date. I wanted to see what it was gonna look like, because I don't live anywhere near, like I always buy through Bass Pro, and I'm 5 hours away from the closest one. So it's harder for me. I gotta do a lot of research online, especially on YouTube. And so I'm making this video for somebody that might also be interested in this boat. And I've done a couple upgrades right off the sales floor, but I haven't done anything else. I haven't fished in it. This motor has 0 hours on it. I literally brought it from Bass Pro over here to this house, and I'm gonna give you right out of the shop what this boat actually looks like. And it's gonna be super detailed. Some of this stuff you're gonna be like, why is this guy showing me this? Because it might be something that somebody else wants to see. So if I'm boring or wasting your time, just skip through and get to the stuff that you want to see. But I'm going to start on the outside and then we'll jump up on the inside. But first of all, let's talk about what I bought, since I'm not in the pontoon anymore. And here she is. This is the Tracker Pro Guide V175 WT. WT is the walkthrough. It's got the dual console. That's what that means. With the Mercury 150, these come pretty standard with a 115. But I found one out of Springfield, Missouri for 150, and the folks here in Olathe were nice enough to go to Springfield and pick this one up for me, because it's exactly what I wanted. It didn't have a bunch of extra stuff, so it was considerably cheaper, and they went and picked it up and brought it to Kansas City, so it made my job really easy. But let's go through the outside real quick, and then we'll jump on the inside. All right, so we're gonna start right here at the tippity tip. Even though this is a single axle trailer, it does have trailer brakes. So that's what this whole situation is here. It's got a pin. So like if you're gonna back this up a hill or over a log or something, you would pull the pin out here and you would lock it in here, and that will disengage the trailer brakes. Next cool thing that my last trailer did not have, you got this swing away little brake here. So you just pull the pins on that, and this whole section will just sort of, you know, whoop, swing over, and you're going to gain that much space right there in your garage. So that's pretty freaking awesome. Came with the spare tire, super nice. If it didn't, you would just buy one, because if you're driving around with a boat on a trailer and you don't have a spare tire, you're an idiot. I paid to have a Dorado catch and release system put on here. They actually took all this apart, put it on here, and the problem was, it's rated for 7,000 pounds, but they don't recommend driving down the highway with the Dorado holding your boat on the trailer. They say you should take your ratchet strap and also hold it, like attach it, so you're very safe. This is too big for the eyelet, is either not big enough or the catch here is too big. They couldn't fit both in there. And I wasn't really willing to risk it, and based on the advice of the professional guy, I just said, take that thing off. Like, I want to make sure everywhere I drive is a couple hours or more, so it's going to be bouncing down the road, and so we took it off. So if you're looking to put the Dorado catch and release, it probably is not gonna, it's not gonna work for you. But there's some other brands out there that I might look into. All the way at the front here, the first thing that I switched out was a trolling motor. So it comes with a power drive. When you buy this boat, it comes with a small fish finder, and it comes with a small trolling motor. Super small. The other trolling motor, 55-pound thrust, 24 volt, no spot lock, no navigation. It is the bottom of the line basic trolling motor. So it runs, it's like the $800 one. In my opinion, the only way you're gonna efficiently pull this boat around with that other trolling motor that comes on it is like perfect conditions, absolutely no wind, no gear in the boat, and maybe you have a 10-year-old at the helm. So that didn't work out for me. So I got the Terova because I wanted the remote and the spot lock and all the nav features. It is a 24 volt, and this one happens to be the 80-pound thrust, which is probably overkill for this, but I'd rather have more power than not enough. So I pretty much, on the water, I'm 95% trolling motor, 5% outboard. So this has to be like on the money. So I did upgrade that. You got these little tie downs, what are these called? Help me out. Cleats. These are nice. They're screwed on. They come factory. Super helpful. I would have added those if they didn't have them. So when you go to tie stuff down, very nice. Again, trailer, you got some chrome wheels, pretty sick. I'm gonna get rid of all these graphics because it's just too much, guys. It's just too much. I'm gonna get rid of all of that and have my guy do my state numbers and maybe some channel stuff. I don't know, but it's just too much. Getting back here, one other upgrade I did, I went ahead and put on these ratcheting straps. The straps that come with this, kind of comical. They're actually like half the thickness of this strap. I mean, they are thin. Little cheap piece of junk straps. So before I even pulled this out of Bass Pro, I had them put these on. You can do them at home. It's super easy, but they were doing some other stuff. So I'm like, hey, can you throw those on there? And of course they did. Back here, I don't know if anyone wants to see that, but that's all your inlets there for your Livewell. You got your drain plug there. This is your transom saver that comes with it. Very nice. Really nice prop. It's a 3. Should be fine for what I'm going to be doing. I did add inside the motor here a little, I can't remember what it's called, guys. It's a little reader that you Bluetooth to, and it'll let me know everything about what's going on in the motor, like when to change the oil, where my RPMs are at. It'll help you with the break-in period. It'll tell you how many hours you have on the motor. So when I sold my pontoon, the first question out of everybody's mouth was how many hours are on the motor. I had no idea because, again, I don't live near a Bass Pro and I don't ever hook it up. I did the maintenance regularly, but I had no idea how many hours are on it, so we added that, and that's going to be a nice little feature. Back here, you've got a trim to move the motor up and down. This is the main fish finder on the console. That's the transducer for that. Nice little swim platform. So fishing in Canada on a boat just like this last week, and it was a Lund, I believe, but basically same kind of thing. Did not have this platform, which is kind of cool, with a ladder. So if you fall out of the boat, which absolutely could happen, getting back up in your boat is really no problem. You just fold that down and Bob's your uncle. You're back in the boat and everybody's going to point and laugh at you. I don't know if this is significant. I kind of thought it was, but the gas fill is in the back. So I've seen a lot of them that they're like up on the rail, like on either side. This one is back here by the motor. So something to consider when you're pulling into the gas station. A little bit of pressure there, but anyway, it's in the back. So again, here's the other side. Nothing really different. It is 17 foot 7 inches, so which is really plenty of space for 2 or 3 people to really fish. So let's get up on the inside and take a look at everything up there. Okay, so here's the initial view. Pretty sweet little deal. Let's just start up at the front again. So up here on the front, trolling motor, we already went over that. This is your little GPS for your trolling motor. That's what lets you basically spot lock within, like, I don't know, it'll keep you within a couple feet of where you want it to. You got some plier holders up here, kind of sweet. This is your light, your nav lights, and there's a little, it's in the back there, but you would, you know, stick it in here and it's got lights on it. Cup holder up front. So I did add one of the other things that I added right out of the gate. They had a little Lowrance fish finder. It comes with the boat. Again, I'm just kind of like, you know, it's small, it's not that great, it's older technology, so I wanted to replace something on the console with something bigger, touchscreen, you get it. So they moved that one for me and they put it up here. And the cool thing is, with this Tarova, your transducer is right there in the end of the bottom of the trolling motor there. So this one, it plugs in direct. We're gonna hook this up and that is going to display on this unit up front, which is pretty sick. So I'll have a readout on the front of the boat and the back of the boat. So, you know, if I'm fishing like off a ledge or something, you know, hey, we're 3 feet up here, we're 8 feet back here. It's just kind of nice to help you zero in on the fish. But anyway, moving on, you got the little charger port or whatever, the DC 12 volt right here. This is where my trolling motor would plug in. You got a tilt for your motor up here. So if you're getting into some logs or rocks or whatever, you can, without running back there, you can just, pretty sweet. Nice little deck up here, tons of room. You got a area for a pedestal seat here. First little storage compartment, pretty deep. Everything goes back there a ways, lots of room. They went ahead and put in the fire extinguisher there for me. Over here, this is pretty much standard on all of these. This is your Livewell in the front. Most people use this as a cooler because you got a drain down there. There's also a lever in here. It might be easier to see on the other one, but in some of the old boats, let's see, right there, that red lever, you pull that out, you just, and then you hit a button up on the console and it will pump everything out of this Livewell. The boat I was in Canada, you pull the plug and it just drains itself. So I thought it was kind of cool. You can pump all that out. It's kind of, I don't know, maybe that's new, maybe it's not, but I thought it was pretty sweet. Up here, if you get the ski boat package, the combo, there would be like seat cushions here, but since I didn't get that, I've got like these little bands you could put, you know, boxes of lures or whatever up there. But so we'll see how long these stretchy bands actually last. And then windshield, pretty sick. It's going to be really nice when on those windy days and stuff, or when you're just cruising. It'd be nice to have that wind and the bugs out of your teeth. Okay, this right here, rod locker, brand new, and those pistons are pretty strong. I don't remember, I think it said 8 rods in here. I don't know, we'll see. Underneath here, so initially with the trolling motor that come with the boat, you get a battery and you get a charger, right? An onboard charger that plugs in. And the onboard charger that comes with it, it's a 2-bank. So it charges this, your trolling motor battery, and it charges the cranking battery. Since I upgraded that trolling motor and went with a 24 volt, I had to add another battery. So they left this battery in, okay? The other battery, because of the way this is designed, there's a lip in between there, like that strengthens the bottom, and they couldn't get the battery to lay flat. It was like on a teeter-totter. So they had to push this one back, which is okay. I mean, this is just a storage space here, so I lost some storage area. But it was more important to me to have the right trolling motor running the show. Anyway, You got both of these batteries, they're connected, so I got the 24-volt system. And then they put in a new onboard charger for me that does all 3 batteries, and instead of having multiple plug-ins, I have one plug-in. So plug this in, it charges everything on my boat. What I think I'm gonna do, because I don't really like this, and my son had a great idea, I'm gonna probably go straight across, go into here. You got storage under here, come out into here, put my extension cord in here and attach it to this. And then whenever I'm ready to charge, especially when I'm traveling, like when I'm at my shop, when I'm at home, I got an outlet on the wall 8 inches away. But when we're traveling, I can just pull that extension cord out, get to my hotel room or a light pole or whatever. So rod storage, all of these lock, which is super cool. I like that. You would want that to lock if you're traveling. Storage underneath here. We got more storage underneath here. They're not huge, but they'll do. Pretty awesome. And then the storage I showed you there. Okay, these seats are freaking nice. They're very comfortable. They look good. They fold down. They swivel. They do the whole thing. This one over here, on the driver's side, it will move forward or back based on how tall you are, the driver, if you will. Yeah, I like them a lot. They look cool. It comes standard with 3 seats, 1, 2, 3. I've got room to hook up 2 more there and 1 up here, but I will probably most likely take this little guy, throw him up front for fishing. And we do most of our fishing standing, but every once in a while I like to sit up front, so that'll be nice. So let's just start over here at the passenger side. Got some stuff to throw, you know, whatever. You got a little cell phone holder here, throw that in there. Another little charger, there you go. You got USBs there, that's handy, right? Okay. Glove box that a glove will never be in, probably, ever. But that's kind of nice. This is probably some of the drier storage on the boat, I would think. A lot of the stuff in the floor is not going to be dry. But anyway, you got a little glove box, it's cool. Little cup holder here. Okay, windshield, love it. Let's go over here to the driver's side. This is where my new Hummingbird is going to go. But before, you can see the holes there. That was the little Lowrance that comes with the boat. You got the radio, which is pretty much standard anymore, with probably some of the most cheapest speakers you've ever heard in your life, but they'll do. We don't listen to a ton of music when we're out there. Over here again, you got the cell phone holder. These are USBs, also pretty nice. Your gauges, it's got your RPM, speed, battery. The battery one is only going to be for your cranking battery, nav lights, you got a bilge pump, all of this. You've got your aerators and cup holder here. Your fuses are kind of hidden right back there. It's kind of cool, little trap door, if you will. I saw in other videos guys didn't like where this was at in the older style boats. You were almost right up against it, and so it's kind of nice that it's off to the side when you're not as apt to hit it accidentally. The other thing that I like is when I go to swivel my seat, I'm not right up against it, because it drives me crazy when I just hit the trim button. It, like, I don't know, pet peeve of mine. So I like that it's off to the side there. You've got some rod storage right here built in. These nice little bungees that run across here like you would lay your rods. You got one here, one there, and then over here another locking compartment for storage, and it's pretty big. I mean, you could lay rods in here no problem. This sucker goes way back in there. Just be careful what you put in there. It might get lost, you might forget about it. And then again over on this side we got kind of the same deal. It's a little bit smaller, but you can see here they've got these nice clips that hold your lights, you know. So like, this is the light on the front that goes in that little plug-in, pretty cool. And then the tall one here is your anchor light that goes in the back. You've got a paddle or an oar that, you know, hopefully you'll never need. But anyway, right here, this is your anchor light. You just plug it in right there. Pretty sick. This little compartment, you got a little extra room in there, but that's your cranking battery. So I don't know. You would probably put stuff in here that you would never ever really want to get to or need to get to. I don't know. But anyway, there's a little bit of room left in there. And then here, this whole section, this is all Livewell, which is nice. So if you're catching big old walleye, pikes, things like that, you can fit some pretty big fish in this sucker. I mean, it's pretty good size. So it goes all the way through. Hello. This particular model does not come with a minnow bucket. Every other one that I've seen comes with a minnow bucket. What the heck? Where's that little, oh, there's that little red valve there, so you can pump it out. It's pretty sweet. And then if you get the combo version, like I said, for like you want to fish and ski and all of that, right here, this screws out and you would put in your tow system. So it's just a tow bar that comes up so you can pull a skier or whatever. If I wanted to buy it now, since I've already bought the boat, it's $400. Okay, and then we got like this little step, I guess, here. Little tiny storage right there. Obviously, there's a drain in the middle of this, so you have to just believe that anything you put in here is going to get soaking wet if it rains or water comes on the boat. So anyway, nice little storage compartment. It's got a lock on it, so that's where you could put all your gold and cash items right there. That's pretty nice. Okay, plenty of deck back here, walk around and fish on. You can walk on all of this stuff, which is really nice. So a lot of nice carpet here. You know, it's not the most plush stuff in the world, but it is pretty nice. And then on this bottom here, this is that kind of, I don't know, what is this, woven stuff. You can power wash it easy. I mean, I see guys power wash these all the time. If you get blood or fish, whatever, slime, you can get in here and power wash this thing really, really well. So I'm really digging it. It's pretty, it's like no slip. So I'm liking the floor. The only other thing here, I mean, I think it's fair to show this, 6-person or 838 pounds. There's a lot of room on here, I would say. 4 people, probably perfect. If you're out just cruising the lake and just whatever, you know, you could get a couple more on here pretty easily. But 6 people or 838 pounds, I don't know. A lot of the people in my world wouldn't take very many of them, and we would be at the 838 pounds. But that's kind of it, guys. I really don't know what else to cover here. It's a good looking boat. I can't wait to get it on the water. I'm sure it's going to be great to fish out of. The 150 should move us right along. I would imagine me and my wife, we're probably, I'm guessing if the water's relatively calm, we'd be between 45 and 50 miles an hour top speed. So we were in a 115 in Canada recently, and we were averaging around 41 mile per hour, and that was 115 horse. I would say with 150, probably looking at, you know, realistically 45 to, you know, probably 48. We are gonna find out. But anyway, guys, that's the boat. If you guys have any questions, if I missed something, just throw it in the comments. Like I said, I didn't want to do this 6 months from now after I've done a bunch of extra stuff on here, because I wanted someone to see what does this boat look like when you buy it. Because all the extra stuff, that's like fun to tinker with your boat and add little rod holders, and we improve this and we improve that and all of that. But that's different for everybody. This is like the video for someone that's like, I'm looking to buy a boat. What am I gonna get when I buy the boat? You know, you'll make it your own. That's just the way we are, you know. We want to improve everything. At least that's every fisherman I know. This thing is gonna pull so much easier than my pontoon. I'm gonna be able to park it and get in and out of spaces so much easier. I'm so excited about that. Anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching. I hope this helped somebody. If it helped one person, it was definitely worth my time. If you like fishing and golfing and cooking and all kinds of cool outdoor stuff, hunting, go ahead and give us a sub. We sure would appreciate it. Maybe we'll have something that you like, and if we don't, just keep on scrolling. But thanks for watching this one, and I will see you on the next adventure. Be blessed.